Today's video is going to be a little bit of a different type of video than I normally put together because I'm using the PixScan Mat for the Silhouette Cameo 4, and it is amazing. And the reason I'm doing that is I'm making stickers and I'm experimenting with different types of materials to see what we can cut on this PixScan Mat. But the end product is to use those cuts that I'm going to make to decorate this postcard. October 1st is World Postcard Day, and I am part of a website called postcrossing.com. To have the opportunity to celebrate World Postcard Day is phenomenal. I downloaded this design, which is the official design of World Postcard Day from postcrossing.com, and I had them made into postcards. So quite a few lucky people are going to be getting these postcards from me. So let's get on to the video.
All right, so here we are in Silhouette Design Studio. And as you can see, I've already uploaded my image of the PixScan Mat and all the scrap pieces that I am going to use for this project today. The reason I'm doing this is to show you the functionality of the PixScan Mat and also to show you that you can cut stickers without using Silhouette's registration marks. It's a beautiful thing. So for today, I have 3 types of material adhered to the PixScan Mat. I have simple cardstock here that has a beautiful butterfly design on it. My intention is to cut out some of these butterflies and use them on other projects. I also have printed out these cute little images that I actually got for free from either design bundles or the Hungry JPEG. So I just collected them all together and printed them out on online labels, white matte sticker sheet. So that's what these 3 scraps are. It's actual sticker sheet. These 2 scraps are actually Cricut Smart Material. This is a deluxe adhesive paper Smart Material, and this is actually sticker Smart Material from Cricut. So my intention is to actually perform a kiss cut on these 2 materials and of course on the online labels smart and of course on the online labels sticker paper. So I'm going to show you how this is going to be done, and I hope you learned something. So I get to use up a lot of scraps. I get to bypass the Silhouette registration issues and make some pretty postcards. One other thing before we begin, you do have to calibrate the iPhone or smartphone that you're using, and be very careful with that. It's a simple process, but keep an eye on what your aspect ratio is, because once you calibrate at a certain aspect ratio, the only images the software will accept again is if the pictures that you take with your smartphone are within the same aspect ratio. If you don't monkey around with that, you're golden. If you're like me and like to switch things up on my camera, I always have to check that before I take the picture of the PixScan Mat to make sure I'm at the 4:3 aspect ratio. It doesn't matter what aspect ratio you use, just that once it's calibrated to a certain aspect ratio, that all the ensuing photos that you take using the PixScan Mat are with the same aspect ratio on this mat. So the first thing I want to do is I want to create my sticker cuts, and it's a 2-step process here. And the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to trace the image using the trace tool, and I'm going to select my trace area, and I save this heart for you guys. And you're just going to highlight the trace area. You're going to come back over to threshold and just slowly increase the threshold till your image is solidly filled in. And then you want to come down to the trace style and click on trace. And if you can see it, it's made a red line around the heart. So this machine, the Silhouette Cameo 4, will precisely cut around the heart if you want that. What I like to do is create an offset for these stickers. So I'm going to show you how to do that while you still have the trace around this image. It only works with the trace completed. You can't invert these. You can't simply go right to offset. So it needs to know where to build the offset off of. So I'm going to select my heart. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click the star for the offset, and I'm going to click the offset, not the internal. And it has a default setting of 0.125 inches around whatever you selected. That's a bit much. You can change that. I just leave it alone because it's very easy to just adjust it to the width that you'd like, or the distance that you'd like. And I'm going to say right about there. And then I'm going to click apply. And now you have the two red lines. Now be careful. You want to get rid of one of them because the Silhouette will cut both lines out very precisely, but it will cut both lines out. So I want to get rid of the trace, and I'm literally going to pull it off of the cutting mat image, highlight it, and hit delete. Now this is ready to be cut out with the offset that I chose. And as you can see, I've done this with all the other images, and I will continue with the rest of these off screen. For these two pieces of material that are the Cricut Smart material, I'm simply going to take a shape. And the first shape I'm going to do is a star. So I'm just going to apply a star, and I can make it as big. Well, the size of the scrap does limit the size of the star you can make, but you can kind of really make it to a size that suits the material. So I'm going to go ahead and just put that right there. Now, this is a cut line, so the Silhouette will come in and cut out the star in this material. And I'm going to go ahead and highlight it and make a couple more, just to have some good use of this material. But as you can see, you can really dial into these odd scraps that you might have lingering from different projects. They can really be completely reused and repurposed for future projects. It's not just some odd scrap that you don't know what to do with. You can really dial in and use all the material that you have, which makes good economic sense. And is good for the environment too. Less waste in our landfills. One more. All right, and I'm just going to put this here. All right, oh, that's kind of overlapping. Perfect. Perfect. So now you can see all the shapes, different size stars it will cut out. And here with this, it's called, what is it called? This is the Always Spring pattern. It's deluxe paper, and it's really meant for the Cricut Joy. But the Silhouette Cameo accepts all types of material. So I'm going to go back here, and I am going to cut out hearts, because I like this pattern. We'll do some big hearts right here. And very simple, just lay the graphic right over the material wherever you want it, and wherever you place it is where the Silhouette will cut it. So I'm going to go ahead and just make a couple more hearts because I like hearts. And oh, hello. So it might be a little bit hard to see here, but you'll see the result at the end. And again, I want to make good use of this material. And these basic shapes will definitely not go to waste. I definitely have all kinds of projects that I can use these basic shapes with. So there's really no waste here. And this is amazing, even if it is a demonstration. And I think I have one more heart here. Make another. And again, you can kind of even change up. Oops, move that. Take this heart, move it right here, and I'm going to just turn it a bit. There we go. All right, that looks like, okay, I think I have one more space. I don't like to waste. If I can use these in other places, I think that's, there we go. Perfect. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and finish up with the rest of these. Okay, I'm ready to send the PixScan Mat through the Silhouette Cameo 4 to cut all these pretty little designs out. But I just wanted to quickly show you what the cutting screen would look like when you're using a mixture of materials and cut settings. You're able to separate each type of material and its corresponding cut settings by line. And I did that through the use of the offset, where I was able to change the color of the offset cutting line. And what that did was made a separate cut line for each of the material and the type of cuts I want to do. So it's all color coded. And then with each line, I was able to drill down and select for the specific material and select for the specific type of blade. And furthermore, with each material and blade, I can drill down and really refine the depth of the blade, the force of the cutting, and the speed of the cutting, along with how many passes for each type of material would be appropriate to get the best cut. So for each one of these lines, I was able to really get granular control over the cut settings itself. So I just wanted to show you that. And between each line, I have actually added a pause because I'm going to have to go in and manually change a blade setting between a couple of these cut lines. So, let me load. Hit send, and fingers crossed this works. All right, dun 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 dun. Let's see if this worked. All right, so the first thing I want to do is, yes, this was a die cut. Cut that out perfectly. Perfectly. Isn't that pretty? God, I love butterflies. I didn't cut out all of them, just a few. And I still have this left over. I can reuse it again on this mat and cut out as I need. I'm really curious to see how well it worked with the Cricut. This is the Cricut Smart Paper Sticker cardstock. So I was going for a kiss cut. Did I get that? Yes, I did. How perfect is that? And the ironic thing is, I haven't figured out how to make a really good kiss cut on the Maker 3. So it's good to know I can use Cricut products here and get a spot on kiss cut. Again, this is, I kind of went for the same thing here. Now this is the deluxe paper. So I was really guessing with these settings. I don't know, this looks a little bit, I didn't really work as well. This is the Online Labels sticker paper, actual sticker paper. So let's take a look. These are, oh, they're not kiss cuts. It's a beautiful die cut. I was going for kiss cuts, people. I really was going for a kiss cut. Oh, there we go.
and a kiss cut. I think I have to rethink my settings. Perfect. It's just how you pull it. Look how nice that came out. I'm I'm pretty happy with that. I like this sticker. This is pretty nice. So, decorating my postcards with my stickers. But I really like the fact that you can do different types of cutting using different types of materials on one mat, especially when you have lots of scraps to kind of go through and figure out what you want to use them for, and trying to, you know, shoehorn them in somewhere. This way you can just really use up all the material that you have, so there's really no waste. So I'm very happy. So thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this, and stick around. I have, if you're wondering about Postcrossing, I'm going to be going through some of the responses that I've gotten from postcards from all over the world. If you're interested, just stick around. I'm going to have a brief little review of my postcard haul for the month of September and August and September. Awesome. Okay, as promised, here are the postcards that I've recently received from the website postcrossing.com. I received quite a few of them, and they're all really pretty, and I'd love to know your thoughts on which one you think is the prettiest. So to start with, I love these graphics that highlight the beauty of the United States national parks. Actually, I have a collection of these postcards just because they're so pretty. So I was really happy to get one in the mail as a postcard. And it's Kings Canyon National Park. And it is sent by Sam, who very thoughtfully added an Idaho 20-cent sticker. It's the mountain bluebird, which is the state of Idaho's official bird. So I thought that was really nice. He's thinking of where I live and how the stamp should reflect it. And he sent a very nice note, and it was actually on my birthday, that it's what an adventure that you have been on. I hope that you enjoy every moment of it. It's a beautiful country. It certainly is. Enjoy it all. Thank you, Sam. It's a lovely postcard. I really like this Art Deco kind of style of illustration of our national parks. It really highlights the incredible beauty that is contained in them. All right, let me put this over here. Let me put these down here. And here's another one. I really love floral illustrations like this. And this is from Robin, who says she lives around Philly, and she spent many days in Philly's going to concerts, sporting events, in the zoo, and of course, cheesesteaks. There's many things to do there. She says, I have friends in Idaho, but I've never been there yet. It does sound lovely there. It truly is. And I just love, it's a Royal Horticultural Society postcard. Yes, I love it. I really, really do love these illustrations of plants. It's just, they are really, really beautiful. They're pieces of art. And the next one is, speaking of art, it's a very atmospheric, very fantastical type of postcard with butterflies, and I'm thinking a mermaid, but I'm not sure, but it's really beautiful. And this is actually from Finland. It's from Anne, who breeds dogs in the countryside. She has 17 dogs, 7 cats, and 2 aquariums, and she likes going to dog shows. And she wishes me to be safe and have a lovely end of summer. And I love, look at that. What a beautiful postage stamp. That is gorgeous. I really, really need to get to Finland. And I love, this is just, again, another piece of art. All right, and the next one, it's pretty recognizable. It's the River Thames, and that is the London Eye. And this is from a couple who are Italian, and they are living in London. And they love to travel and can't wait to be able to do that again. So say we all. She had the opportunity of coming to Idaho in 2019, it says. We love the great outdoors. And it's funny because that's when I relocated to Boise. So all the best. I think it's really pretty, and I really, Thames at sunset. It's beautiful. I've been to London a couple times. It's one of my favorite cities. And speaking of one of my favorite cities, this is Hamburg. It's the waterfront in Hamburg. And I kind of like this style of photography as well. And this is from Laylove, and she says greetings from Hamburg in northern Germany. She just moved here and is discovering the town slowly, and I understand that. I know what that's like. It's the same thing here with me and Boise. Slowly but surely, and I love this stamp. It's so cool. Oh, and this one is very touching. It's, I guess, a drawing of Luis Pereiro, and this is from Nina, who comes from Galicia, which is in the northern part of Spain. And this is a representation of a poet, a very famous poet from Galicia that unfortunately passed away when he was young, about 25 years ago. And she's telling me that they celebrate his memory every year by reading his poems. And I think that's a beautiful thing. So she did, there's a little poem here written by Lewis, and she translated it for me as well. So what a wonderful way to remember an artist through their work. And yes, I do like this type of postcard, and it's a very interesting stamp. And I love it. And this one, oh, that's this way. A little bit different. It is, I like this stamp that was actually added to this postcard. It's a, you can tell it's a stamp of this planned city or planned development. And I like that the stamp is sort of like a panoramic stamp. But this is in Germany, in Offenbach in Germany. And the card shows a residential area near the city of Lübeck. Funny traffic planning concept, isn't it? It certainly is. And again, this is just one of the kind of cool cards. I love the cats. I love the stamps. I love the theme of the postcard. And this is just a little piece of knowledge about a country I'm not too familiar with, even though I do love Germany. I love Berlin. So that's very, very nice. Very nice. This is from Jean, and she's telling me that she lives in the country west of Chicago. And this is part of an open air museum, this log cabin. I love this. And it shows life during Abe Lincoln's time in the mid 1800s. And she says it's totally worth the trip to see. And I would agree. I love open air museums or living history. I think it's really important that we don't forget our history. So thank you for sending this. It's very pretty. Here we go again, a yellow rose. Who doesn't like a yellow rose of friendship? And this is from Louisiana. And Laura is a self-taught baker, and she loves to bake for others. Oh, love these roses. And this one is from Vasa, which is again in Finland. And this is from Hanel, and she's saying greetings from Finland. She's an English-German teacher with a farmer husband and 3 grown-up sons. I love traveling, especially in your home country, where I was an exchange student years ago. I also like movies, reading, and rock concerts. My fave is Aerosmith. I love Aerosmith too. All the best and stay healthy. Oh, and look at this stamp. Come on, isn't that adorable? Oh my gosh. I have to visit. I really do. This is, look at the, you can't take a bad picture here. This is beautiful. Finland is such a beautiful country. And, ooh, next up is a lovely photograph of orchids. And this comes from Eric, who says, greetings from Maryland. I'm about an hour and a half away from Philly. Oh, yes, I do know that. I've been to Idaho, but not to Boise. I think he's been to Bear Valley, and he's sending me a hug and a smile. Why, thank you. Sending them right back to you, Eric. I love this, and I love these orchids. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of Longwood Gardens and their orchid display, and I so miss that. Oh. Now this is kind of interesting. I received these two postcards separately. We'll take a look at this one first. It's showing Lure City, Laurel, Maine, and it looks like it's showing dwarves and Snow White. Oh, I'm liking the washi tape and the stickers. And this is from, I can't read it, the name on here, Bridget, and she's saying last year they visited the Lure City where Snow White was living. So in Lure City is where Snow White met up with the 7 dwarves. So it's good to know some things you don't know. And what's really interesting is when they travel, they like to stay in monasteries. I never thought of that. That's an awesome idea. And they're keen, you know, and they daily she crosses her city by bike to work, and she drove through one of the biggest city paths in the world. So she sent me this card, and as you can see, Snow White is holding out dinner. It looks like it's going to be a chicken. Looks like a chicken dinner. And the dwarves look happy to have someone making them food. And then she realized she sent a little note here that says, "So sorry. I hope she is not serving meat." She didn't realize it when she, looked at the sent the postcard that there was meat on it. I'm not a vegan, so she felt really bad and sent me another card. And what's funny about this one, if you look closely, these traditional musicians, or are they musicians? Not quite sure, but it's a traditional kind of procession, and they're wearing masks. And she's talking about how they wear masks in Bavaria, and some of them are hundreds of years old. So it's sort of just in their tradition to wear full face masks, which is kind of fun. And she already prepared another card, a painting of Snow White with the dwarfs. Then I realized she's serving chicken. If you want it anyway, tell me in your return mail, because what you can do with Postcrossing is once I get this, there's a code here that I'm going to go onto the Postcrossing website, type in that code, and it'll send a thank you note to the person who sent me this card. I just think it's quite interesting and very thoughtful and very kind of her. So, and here is another bright flower. I would flip this one over, but the individual actually hand wrote their address on the back of this card, but it is from Germany, and I really do appreciate the beautiful flower. All right, any Harry Potter fans out there? You might recognize the 7 sisters. This is from Ben, and he hopes this postcard finds me in good health. It certainly does, Ben. Although I live in London, not jealous at all, this is from my hometown of Seaford. You may have seen the 7 sisters in films such as Harry Potter. So my Harry Potter fans, this might look familiar to you. It's very pretty. Oh, and here's another one, another floral illustration I love. And this is from Saskatchewan in Canada, where this postcarder has sent me a postcard saying summer is my absolute favorite season. She absolutely loves it. She has a large dog named Luna and 2 cats named Molly and Klaus. And they are so much fun. And this is such a pretty postcard. Very pretty. And ooh, a very atmospheric one. This is actually from Russia. And this is from Moscow, which is the gastro capital of Russia, in case you're wondering. And this is the Egyptian bridge. And I like the post. Look at the stamps. Very different. Very Russian. On this, I love, this is from Groningen, Netherlands. And it's a historical card of the oldest theater in the town. And the most important plays are here. I like to go there very much. It has been a year since I went. Thank you, Corona. But this summer, I've seen some nice events to go see again. And she's really excited about going there and sharing with me a beautiful rendering of this theater, which is lovely. In the Netherlands. I've been to Amsterdam, and I intend to run around Amsterdam in their marathon at some point. This is a different card. This is from Taipei, which is in Taiwan. And Ye is telling me, greetings from north of Taiwan. This is an old photo about an old street in Taipei. I hope you like it. She says, the weather is so hot right now, but I love sun. And yes, I love historical photos like this of places I haven't been and to see what it looked like in the past. It's very pretty. I love this illustration. This is from China. And I'm loving the washi tape and all the stickers. And Annie is writing from Shenzhen, which is a beautiful city. And she's lived there over 11 years. All the best. And I love these stamps. And the stickers and the washi tape. It's very cool. I love how people are very creative with decorating the back of postcards. And here, look at this one, a little doggy. And this is from Jess, who is from London as well. I've gotten a lot of London postcards lately. This postcard shows her dog, Inca. She's a black Labrador and she's almost 12 years old now. I took this photograph in August 2012 and won the Kennel Club's Young Dog Photographer of the Year award. Yay! Congratulations, Jess! One of my hobbies is women's football, soccer, and I'm enjoying watching the Olympics. I certainly enjoyed watching the Olympics and cheering on Jack Lauder for his bronze medal in diving. And I love this. Love this. Love it. It's Prince William. But this is the photograph. It's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing this. I love it. You can see why you won. Now, the last three are actually address postcards that people had sent me in envelopes. And the reason they did that is to write more details. And this one is actually from Andreas. And this one is in Germany as well. It's the Lunenburg Heide Nature Park. So I like the fact that they send these postcards through through the mail this way instead of just mailing the postcard. I have another one here from Madeira, which is an island off of Spain. It's very beautiful. And this one is my favorite. Oh my gosh. This one, you know what, I'm going to put that off to the side. Look at this. This was handwritten by a 13-year-old. She took her time to make this postcard, write this lovely letter, and then look what she put on the back. How sweet is that? What a wonderful, wonderful postcard. This is absolutely my favorite. I love it. And that is the end of my postcard tour. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will be looking forward to getting more postcards, and hopefully I'll encourage you to sign up and start getting your own postcards. Talk to you later.